All right, so what I'm doing is I am trying to log as much as information as I can with my kids, with my mom, with you, because when the kids grow up, they need something to look back at. You know, when the kids were at my mom's, I gave my mom an idea to make a time capsule. You know what a time capsule is?
Yeah.
So what she did was she took a picture. Well, she made them take a picture. Yeah. She made them take a picture of themselves and write a note and draw and make or whatever, something that means something to them. And she put it in a box. And I told her, you got to put it in a box and you got to bury it deep in the ground. So they came all to an agreement. They're not going to dig it up to 8 years from now. Wow. So in 8 years, they're going to have that picture in that box. And they're going to pull everything out the ground in 8 years.
Oh, that's very nice.
So
I told Harry about it. He said that was a great idea coming out of love.
The reason why I'm recording you is so you know that you're going to leave something for your grandkids behind. Because, you know, you're not dying no time soon, but you don't know when you're going to.
You never know.
None of us know. But when you are gone, they're going to have something to remember you with. So I got to ask you, what is the key to life?
The key to life?
The key to life, in your opinion?
To believe in God, number one, above all things. Number two, to try to stay on God's path in order to live a healthy life and a good life, to love your family and your fellow men like you would like to be loved. Two, to respect people, to not to be ashamed of humbling yourself to people, and well, the greatest gift too is family. Stay close to all your family members, even if you see each other once a year. Have a big family reunion and bring all the family together so they could have that as good memories of their aunts, their mothers, their fathers, their aunts, and all the children in the family.
So you're like a janitor. You have multiple keys to life.
I have a lot of keys. Each of my rooms in my heart is for an individual thing that I would like out of life for me.
All right, so what is your most embarrassing moment when you were young? Like, you ever shit on yourself in school? You ever slipped and fell? Did you ever...
Yeah, well...
What was your most embarrassing moment that you remember that sticks in your brain?
My most embarrassing, I was 13 years old. No, 16.
Okay.
And my boyfriend gave me a beautiful watch, Timex watch, for my birthday. And he asked me, what time is it, Maria? And I looked and I told him, I looked at the watch and then I showed him the watch and I said, read it. And he looked at me and he says, let me ask you a question. Do you know how to tell time? And I told him no.
So you were embarrassed because you couldn't tell time?
I was embarrassed because I was already 16. And I couldn't tell time. I could come close to saying, well, it looks like the little needle or the big needle. And now I don't remember. It's on the 3 and it's 3, but that's it. I didn't know that you have to count the little dots to say 310,
yeah,
315.
Right.
I mean, that's the way I started that day. But usually by looking at it, 5, 10, 15,
right,
20
right.
minutes. So to me, I think that was the most embarrassing moment in my life.
So let me make you feel good about yourself. So that was your most embarrassing moment. So here's a moment for you to be proud about yourself. Your 13-year-old grandson knows how to read military time.
Oh, I could never get that through my head.
So you should be proud. Like you maybe were embarrassed, but now your great grandson knows how to tell military time at 13.
That's great because this is the way I feel. Wherever I fail in life that I wanted to accomplish and I couldn't. if I see a family member or one of my grandkids or a family member achieve what I wanted to and above what I really wanted to, that makes me so proud. It's like me getting that medal too.
That's good.
You know,
Yeah, definitely.
And that's the most beautiful thing about family, is to see other people around you as children, as babies, exceed in life better things than what you achieve because of circumstances of life.
Right.
You know,
Right.
they're 2 steps ahead of us because their fathers and mothers were able to give them that.
And I think that's great. I mean, that's my goal, is to raise my kids and make them do things better than I did. I'm not saying that I'm bad, but if let's say I made $1 million, I would like my kids to grow up to make $2 million.
Or at least know how to get there.
Right.
In time of need.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let me ask you another funny question. Everybody smoke pot, or most people smoke pot, right? Do you remember the first time you smoked pot?
The first time I smoked pot, I already had my children, everything. We had a small family and friend party where people got together, they talked,
Right.
they painted their pants with different psychedelic paint, different words, or they would write somebody's name on it and listen to music. And everybody was smoking pot except me. I thought that was the worst thing to do. And because I had an uncle that used drugs, and he gave my grandmother a hard time.
Right. And
therefore, I always said I never want to use that, or my kids or whatever.
Right.
Anyway, so Carmen's husband.
Carmen, your sister.
Carmen, my sister's husband, Ray, we were all sitting in a circle. He said, come on, Maria, because they were like, you know, everybody was smoking. So
they call it puff, puff, pass.
Oh, yeah, puff, puff, pass. I pass. And then they said, oh, come on, Maria, do it. I was 26 years old. I said, I don't want that garbage. I said, he got a jar on top of the stove full of oregano, and he tells me not to taste it or take it. Is that oregano? And they said, no, this is pot.
So who told you that there was a jar full of oregano?
One day I was cooking, and he says...
Who's he?
My first husband, William Fernandez.
Okay.
And I asked him, what's in that jar? And he says, forget about it. And then I said, but what is it? It looks like oregano. He says, yeah, that's what it is, but don't cook with that oregano, Maria. And I go, why? Suppose I run out of it. Why can't I use it? And he said, because I'm telling you, don't use it. So one day my friend came upstairs and she says, hey, what you got on top of the stove? And I go, a jar of oregano. She said, oregano? She said, let me open it and smell it. I said, go ahead. And she took a sniff of it, and she said, wow, Maria, you're real dumb. And I told him why. He says, you let that man tell you that's oregano? That's a whole full jar of pot. If the cops came in here, they locked your ass up. And I said, oh, well, I guess they will, because I don't know what pot really looks like.
So back to the puff, puff, pass circle. So you went.
So then, after that, we had that party, and we had a nice time. And so I said, you know, what? He says, come on, everybody's taking a puff. It ain't going to kill you. So I said, okay, give me a puff. And then I took one, and I did it wrong. I inhaled too much, and I started coughing. Then they said, no, not like that. Do it a little, you know, easy, softer, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
And puff slow. So I did. And then all of a sudden, I swear I got happy and all bubbly. And I said, you know, with this thing, I see music floating. He said, you see music floating? I said, yeah. He says, oh my God, it really hit you hard, Maria. I said, I told you, that's like poison. He said, no, it's not. And anyway, after that, and then it made me clean and get up and move around a lot.
So it wasn't a bad experience for you?
No, it wasn't a bad experience. Once in a while, I used to, you used to get like 5 little sticks in a little bag. You roll 5 little sticks for $5, $1 a piece. That wasn't bad.
5 joints.
Yeah, 5 joints or whatever.
Right.
Puffs or whatever.
So you had a good experience, because a lot of people have different experiences.
No, I had a good experience. I got the next day, I went around the ashtrays, and there was 2 or 3 of them still halfway, and I took them and I put them in a new paper, and I smoked it. And boy, it made me wash dishes, clean the house, put music on. It was very loud. My neighbor came and said, I know you like music, but you're busting my eardrums next door. And I said, I didn't realize it was that high,
Right.
And I said, I just smoke, at that time we used to call it a joint. I just smoke a joint, and I'm happy and bubbly. And she said, really? I said, yeah. She says, you got any more? I said, oh, you smoke too? He says, everybody in this fucking building smokes. And I said, oh, well, I guess I'm in the right building now. I don't have to go buy nothing outside.
Now, okay, so you had a good experience on marijuana. So do you remember the first time you got drunk?
The first time I got drunk, that was easy. My father, he was a drunk anyway. He used to like drinking. Every Christmas, we were about maybe 9, 10, 11. He would fix the Christmas tree with us and everything, and put all kinds of bottles under the Christmas tree. And I used to say, Dad, why you buy so many different kinds of liquor? Mom's really doesn't drink, and you drink outside, but I never really see you drink in the house. So what do you put them all down there? And he said, oh, in case you guys want a sweetie, you can have some. I said, you're telling a 9, 10-year-old they can have some? And he said, yeah, that doesn't do nothing. It just kills the bacteria inside your body. It's no good. So I said, oh, really? And he goes, yep. And then he bought a bottle of gin.
Oh my gosh.
No, gin, is that sweet one?
No, gin is kind of tangy. Sweet would be maybe...
Well, what's the one that's a little sweet that tastes? It's gin. My sister Margie used to like
Tequila?
No.
There's gin, vodka...
Anisette, like an anisette.
Oh, amaretto?
No, it wasn't amaretto. It was like anisette.
Okay.
Anyway, something like that.
Right.
And my sister Margie must have been about, if she hears this, she'll kill me. But she must have been about 11, 12. And boy, when she tasted that shit, she said, this is mine. She used to swig all day until she emptied the bottle. Not for a whole day, but during the whole Christmas week.
Right.
And my father used to say, what happened to that? Oh my God.
The drink, whatever it was called, right?
That I put here. I said she drank it all. She said it was good and sweet. She tried to get me to do it, but I didn't like the taste. He said, no, that's real good too. And so I said, well, then you guys drink that. My first experience with drinking, I got a buzz and everything, but I didn't like it.
You didn't like the feeling?
No, I didn't like the taste. It was such a strong, bitter taste.
Right.
And I said, you guys go out and spend so much money buying this, and then you get nasty after you get drunk and everything, and you scream at people and you beat up on us for whatever reason.
Right.
I says, this is what you call having fun. I could do without.
So, talking about embarrassing moments, your embarrassing moment was the watch. I still remember one of the funniest moments I had with you, but I wanted you to tell the story.
Here in Florida?
Here in Florida.
Oh, yeah.
I think you know the story, but...
The Golden Corral?
No, even funnier. So we were coming back from Orlando, and you had to use the bathroom so bad.
We had just left the Golden
So tell the story.
Corral.
Tell the story.
We
from beginning to end.
What do you mean? Washington.
The Golden Corral. Go from there.
We left Orlando, and then we were all hungry, so Iris took us to the Golden Corral up there, and we ate, we ordered food, and the girl wasn't too polite, and I took one look at her, and I said, this one, she is up to no good. And I told Iris, I don't know, but that girl gave me a look for whatever I said, and I didn't say nothing nasty or bad to her,
Right.
something that she
Something was off.
yeah. So when I looked at her, I said, something is gonna go, because I always tell them, if you don't like your food, don't send it back, or send it back and ask for something else. So don't even send it back, just leave it there. I said, because some of these people got bad habits, and they spit on your food and everything. If you make them go back with their plates, with your plate and everything, like Justine does that. Oh, I didn't order this, I ordered that.
So about it, the girl didn't give you bad vibes. The girl gave you bad vibes.
She brought her food, and I ate it. It was delicious, no complaint. I like the Golden Corral.
Right.
Anyway, and then maybe I would say 20 minutes down the road, we were on the highway. I got this pain in my stomach. Oh my God. I thought it was thundering and lightning in my stomach. I mean, you name it, I thought I had it. So I told Iris, pull the car to the side. I got to run out of here. I think I'm going to get some real bad diarrhea. Open the door. I can't hold it. So she opened the door, and as I'm running out of the door, I'm trying to take my pants off on the highway. Everybody's looking at me as the cars go by. And finally, I stayed on my underwears. And the kids were looking and laughing like, hey, she took off her pants in the highway, and I didn't give a damn. So I ran around the car to the right side of the car, and I stooped down a little, but when I was stooping down a little, I felt like I went into a mud pile, and my feet kind of sunk a little, and it was wet and gushy. And all of a sudden, I must have hit an ant pile. That's what it was. All these ants, I mean, they just were running up my leg, and I was shitting on them. So they went up on wharf. When they felt that hot thing hit them, their ant pile, they said, we got to declare war on this bitch.
So
what happened, I started screaming, because those were those big
fire ants,
and they were putting the fire on me, all right. So then I started screaming and running back and forth in front of the car, and the kids were just cracking up. Iris thought that I got a heart attack or something, and she jumped out. She said, Mom, what's wrong with you? I said, I just took a shit on top of this ant pile, and look at my legs. They were all black with mud and everything, and look, they're coming all over. And she said, get in the car. I said, but I smell like crap, and I got there's a million ants on top of me. And she said, I don't care, get in there. And she said, so I got in the car, and everybody would say, Mima, you stink, look at those ants coming up towards your face, and this. And I went crazy. I said, Iris, I'm gonna die. I can't speak, I'm numbing up in my mouth, and this and that. And I went hysterical. I said, and I feel like pressure in my heart, I'm gonna die.
Can I interject though? Hold on. So you ran in the car, and that's when I used to have long hair, so I used to wear this brown gel that was thick like sugar, and you grabbed
and then it looks like God was there to save my life. And I said, well, you know what, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna put this all over my body, because they're gonna die with it, with this cream that you got here. So I grabbed it. It was for your hair. Yeah,
it was brown gel, hair gel.
Yeah, and I put it all over, and Lord and behold, the itching kind of got a little less, and I didn't feel them crawling all over me. I put it all over my hair, my face.
You put it
I mean,
everywhere
all
from
over
head
the
to
body.
toe.
Yep. And then I told Iris, "Oh, Iris, I'm dying." And she said, "Mom, do you want me to take you to the hospital?" I said, "No, I'd rather die in the car."
Oh my God.
And the kids would say, "No, Mima, let's go to the hospital." I said, "No." So then she kept trying, "Mom, are you okay? Are you okay?" And my lips started getting real puffy. You know, I was allergic to those suckers.
Yes.
And they got real puffy, and my hands got so puffy I could barely feel my fingers. So I don't even know what happened.
We just did nothing.
We went. You guys took me back home, and I told Harry everything that happened. I was all puffed up. And
smelling like shit and gel.
Yeah, and I took a shower and everything, and I felt a little better because I think the poison in that cream was what really killed them and saved my life, because I felt I was going to get a heart attack. That was one of the most horrible experiences I went through. That's why now I rather cook home and know I cook my own food than go to restaurants and get sick from my stomach.
And you stay away from ants.
And ants, forget it. I stay away from them because I know I'm allergic. And the thing was that after I took a shower the next morning, I mean, I had brown spots all over because they were really mean ants.
I was there. I experienced it firsthand.
But running like that outside of the car in panties and didn't give a damn, people in the highway look, I didn't give a damn. I just had to let loose.
You know, I never, so here's another funny story with you. And I was young. I don't know if you'll be shocked that I remember this, but I never knew that you drank alcohol, because, you know, I didn't really know what alcohol was when I was a little kid. But I remember one time going to a Red Lobster with you and my mom and the kids, and we were eating, and you said you wanted a pina colada, and I was like, "Oh,
those suckers."
I said I didn't know me and mom drinks alcohol, whatever. So you ordered the pina colada, and you had 3, and you were having a great time, and all of a sudden you started slurring, and your lips were getting as big as a balloon.
Oh no, but that was because it wasn't the pina colada.
No, because you were eating shrimp, lip, and lobster. Yeah,
and I'm allergic.
But you didn't notice it. You didn't notice it, and
No.
you were getting swollen. It's because you were drunk, so you were getting more swollen. And my mom and my dad were telling him, "You're swollen."
The itch that came all with that. And your father had to take me to the pharmacy and buy me Benadryl. So I drank.
I was real young, but I remember it.
Yeah. But I haven't gotten any rash or anything now when I eat lobster, but must have been an old lobster or something. But you know what's the funniest thing? I'll never eat lobster again.
Why not?
Because Jonathan, Brianna's husband, brought me one day lobsters, and they were alive. And I said, "How do you kill these critters to cook them and eat them?" He says, "Well, first you hit them over with a spoon in the head, and then you put them on cold water, and then you take them and you boil a pot of water and you put them in, and that will kill them right there like that." And I said, "Really, Jonathan? I got to go through all these procedures and kill these poor little animals who are crawling all over there were 2 big ones who are crawling all over the place, and you want me to hit them over the head, and you want me to put them in cold water, and then you want me to put them in hot water while they're still alive?
Yes.
And I'm supposed to eat this?" I says, "I'll never eat lobster again." He said, "No, Mima, you gotta do it. That's the way they do it." So I said, "Okay." My heart was breaking. I was asking God to please forgive me that I didn't know the lobsters were cooked and killed that way, that was a very inhumane thing to do to a live animal. And I carry on anyway. I threw both of them in the water. I guess one I hit.
So you were heartbroken when you ate?
No, that wasn't the end. After I threw them in the water, they were moving all over the water, and one stopped moving, and the other one, she wouldn't die. So guess what she did? She popped her out of the pot and went crawling on the stove, and
away.
That's it. I started screaming. Harry said, I ain't going over there. Because Harry don't like that. He said, I ain't helping you. The same way you got in the mess, get out now. And I said, but Harry, she don't want to get killed. Harry, look, she jumped twice out of the pot. And he said, I don't know, but you better get a pot or something and crack her over the head real good because that lobster is suffering.
So how'd you kill it?
So I did. There was a pot right next to it, a saucepan, and I hit her again 2 times. And she finally stopped jumping.
Oh,
it was horrible. I put them in the freezer after they died. I put them in the freezer, and until this day, I can't tell you I ate them because I did not.
R.I.P. to the 2 lobsters. Rest
in
peace. Don't worry about it. If they're still there, I'll pick them up and eat them for you.
But if I have to go to a restaurant, I'll eat them again but I won't kill them ever again.
So, before we close out, because we're doing this as we're taking you to your doctor's appointment, if you had to leave a message to all your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren today, what would it be?
If I had to leave a message, that I had the greatest time of my life with them. You have children and you love them and you enjoy them to the fullest. And then come your grandkids and they steal your heart 2 times more. And you go crazy with them. But then when those grandkids grow and you see them bringing home babies, which are your great-grandkids, and putting them in your arms, that to me, all of them is a great time in my life, but this one is the most greatest time of my life and feeling, because these babies, I got to hold, take care of them. I learned from them a lot of things. It's something that I can't explain, because you have to have a strong heart to take care of 6 small babies at the same time and enjoy them. To me, it has been the biggest gift that God gave me at the end.
And you're 70?
And I'm still enjoying them, and I'm going to be 77 in August.
77 with how many kids, how many grandkids,
Okay.
how many great-grandkids?
All right. I have, before that, I lost twins.
Mm-hmm.
I lost twins, and then I lost another baby. I lost them. It wasn't that I went for an abortion or anything.
Right.
All right. Then I had Iris, and I had Will.
Mm-hmm.
And I was the most happiest person living on this earth when they gave me my babies.
Mm-hmm.
I used to undress them 2 and 3 times and bathe them 2 or 3 times a day. I mean, to me, they were like dolls. It was something that I couldn't believe that came out of my body. But anyway, going back.
2 kids.
2 kids. I have 2 kids. I have, you guys were, wait a minute. Iris had 2 children, 2 grandkids. Willie had 3, which was
4.
No, Aaliyah came in at the end. But I'm talking about from the beginning.
Okay, gotcha.
I had you, Anthony, and Jessica, and I had Stephen and Justine, which you and Justine are older, right?
Yeah, we're the oldest.
And then
Justine's
comes
oldest.
Stephen, and then comes Buddy, and then comes Jessica, and then that was it. You grew up around me while your parents did whatever they had to make life a little better for you guys. And
you got great-grandkids after that.
I had great-grandkids. Then I helped raise my great-grandkids, which one of them was Brianna. While I was raising Jessica was still young. She must have been about, I would say maybe 7, 8.
Right.
When I got Brianna, and she is part of my family, will be my granddaughter forever too. Just like you guys, because I raised her since she was a baby. And I was happy. You guys brought me so much happiness. It wasn't going dancing and doing things that people break their legs to go out and do out there. I was happy just being locked up with all of you. Yeah, once in a while you guys take me off and you got it. But hey,
so we got grandkids, and then great grandkids.
Then I had my great grandkids. Then the great grandkids started coming. I couldn't believe it. The most beautiful babies they were bringing. Little Will was so fat. He was fat when they brought him and had hair like Tom Jones. He was so handsome and oh my God.
Alex was first. Remember?
Alex was first.
Alex was
he was the bomb. When they gave him to me, I couldn't believe. I was looking at my first great grandson.
Yeah, that's right.
And I was so happy with him, and I enjoyed every minute with him. Then that's when little Will came, and he would help me. He was already like 2 or 3, maybe 2, 3. And when little Willie was a baby, he used to help me. I used to say, go get me the Pampers, go get me this. And he actually knew where I kept the stuff, and he would bring them. And
then you had Alexa.
And then I had Alexa. Oh, Alexa was the bomb. She, at 2 years old, she walking through the front door modeling her beautiful clothes and dancing, which I don't see that out of her anymore. But she used to come in dancing and singing, and I thought that was hilarious. She was my funny bunny, because she always made me laugh. And when little Zoe was born, oh my goodness. That little nose, those beautiful camel eyes. She had eyes like a camel, her eyelashes.
Yeah.
And I mean, she was just gorgeous. And if she didn't like something, she opened her mouth and started yelling. I used to say, oh, this one thinks she's a baby boss right here.
And then you had Bubba after that.
And then I had Anthony.
Bubba, yeah.
And when little Anthony was born, he was so handsome. His features, everything. I used to say, God, you keep sending me the most beautiful babies I've ever seen. And I was so happy with him. Then I got Liam.
Mr. Chino.
Oh, my little Chino, but I don't call him Chino. I call him Liam. And he was so handsome and so fat. And one day I was feeding him something and he didn't like it. And he picked up his pointer finger and he kept swinging it back and forth to tell me no, that he didn't want that. And he was about 8 months, and I mean I was in shock. I said, this baby is not even walking, talking. He's only about 8 months and he's going with his finger no to me. I said, God, he's a smart baby. This is one of your smartest angels in heaven you send down here.
And then from Chino, you had maybe Adonis and then Landon.
No, and then we had, and then, right, then.
Landon, or I don't know which one's older, Landon or Adonis.
I think.
But let's say around the same time those two come.
I think Adonis. No, I think
Landon
is older. But anyway, then it was Landon, Adonis.
And Jerica.
And Jerica, oh my Jerica, how gorgeous she is and will always be. And then I have Papa. Oh, Papa.
He's the last one, right? He's
Papa
the youngest one you have?
Yeah. Papa's, yeah, he's the youngest.
Papa's your youngest?
No, he's not the youngest. The youngest is
Aniko.
That's
right.
And then when I saw Aniko, I said, oh my God, I hit the lotto here with all these kids. And I always write, I have the most beautiful family. I love my family. And when I say family, I mean my friends' kids and family kids and all. But my real close-up family, I pray for everybody. And I thank God every day that God gave me the opportunity to hold my kids in my hand and see them grow, to see my grandkids grow too, and my great-grandkids. Not too many people at my age, 77, get to see all their great-grandkids, you know?
Well,
And it was such a beautiful experience that I say, you know, God.
you're still going. You're not gone yet.
No, yeah. I told Harry, I think I'm gonna see my great, whatever you call them,
Possibly.
coming out of Alex. Alex is gonna be 18 soon, and not only that, he got a girlfriend now.
There you
so
go.
when they get steady girlfriends, that's where the stop sign goes up.
Well,
you know?
we
But-
just got to your doctor's appointment.
Yes, I'm not thrilled about it. I've been getting too many doctor's appointments, but you know what? It is what it is.
I want to tell you that I love you as a grandson. I'm always gonna be here for you for anything you need.
I thank you. And
I'm always gonna take care of
appreciate it,
you.
really. Thank
And
you.
I want to tell you that we gotta do this more often, because I want all your legacy to remember you and see you. And we have this thing called technology, which is videos. So these videos will last forever. This
Well,
video.
you could show them the ones where I'm happy dancing and all.
There
'cause
you go.
That's my main dish. I can't go. I've never really gone out dancing after I moved to Florida. Everything died.
Your joys, your grandkids,
But
and we're gonna keep
yes,
going. So
yes.
let's walk into your doctor's appointment.
Oh my God.
And thank you. Me and Mima, we out.
We're out there to see the doctor. What they're gonna do, I don't know.